What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase a Shadow Giratina team in the Go Battle League. Giratina is a very bulky Pokemon, but the only way to get one legitimately for Great League is by having the Shadow variant. So with that said, while it is very bulky, it's a little bit squishier than it could be, but it's still a very strong pick with Dragon Breath as a fast move for a lot of fast move pressure, Ancient Power for good Rock-type coverage as well as pacing, and then Shadow Sneak as great Ghost-type coverage. This Pokemon is a lot of fun to use. It can incorporate some common duos, and pairing it up with the two Steel types in the backline should lead to some fun. But real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Giratina can do. Alright, Shadow Giratina up against Unova and Stunfisk. Pretty good lead matchup. Our backline's pretty soft to this Pokemon, so I don't hate seeing this here. They do switch into a Fearow, it looks like, which is a Pokemon that I don't have, like, a hard answer to, but I don't have, like, a complete weakness to either. I'm going to go for an Ancient Power first, because I know at this point, Ancient Power should get his shield. And then I'm going to bring in my Tinkaton, because we survived one drill run here. So I can bring it in. I can just whittle this down and make it so it's not the worst spot for us to be in. Empoleon, if I'm up a shield, it's not that bad into Stunfisk either. And I guess we'll see what the final Pokemon's going to be. It would probably be like a second flying type. I've seen that team so often in GBL recently, where it's like Euphis double flyer, just completely disrespects ice types. Let's see what they do, though. They probably shield this up, so, I mean, I could consider baiting, but I feel like a bait is kind of an insane play right now. We'll just go for the Gigaton Hammer, guarantee a shield or a knockout. And we do see a shield. Okay, so they're playing out the two-shield matchup here. Fair enough. And they're at 8. So that means they're going to be 1 away, or rather 2 away from their next move. I can make sure that we land a Gigaton Hammer, which should be good for us. I don't know what's in the backline, but I'd imagine it's not going to be all that good for Giratina. They want to seem to win switch, so we'll make sure that we can just knock out the Fearow. We win switch, but I am a little bit concerned that they can get a big Mud or Thunder Shock down against us and then start spamming out Mud Bombs into my Giratina. We'll see how much energy they get, though. I don't think I get to 2 Bulldozes, so I'm actually going to Gigaton Hammer here. They're at 8, so yeah, they're going to get like 100 energy out of this, which is a little bit disturbing. But it's what I have to let happen, because if I don't, then obviously they're going to be in a spot here where they can just get their Eufisk into my Empoleon. Okay, I mean, that's not the worst Pokemon to see. They're up so much energy on that Eufisk. Just the fact that they aren't going to throw it here means that if my Empoleon can knock out Altaria, I'm not in that bad of a spot. And if it can't, which honestly, you know, I don't know if we have quite enough damage here to knock them out before they can knock us out. Taking the extra Dragon Breath damage could be a little bit scary on Giratina. I guess we'll see. How much does a Mud Bomb do to Giratina, right? Yeah, Flamethrower doesn't knock us out, but they can get to a second charge attack here. I'm just hoping that we don't take any more Dragon Breath damage, at least not a lot more Dragon Breath damage on Giratina. I need to stay outside of double Mud Bomb range. Giratina is a pretty bulky Pokemon, but also, like, I have been chipped down quite a bit so far this game. So I'll take maybe 2 Dragon Breaths here from the Altaria, and that's going to hurt. It might honestly be the difference maker here between whether or not I get knocked out by 2 Mud Bombs. We'll see. Oh, was that 3? That's even more annoying. We'll see how much a Mud Bomb does. If it does half of my remaining health, they do have 2. They can win this game. But if it's not quite enough to 2-shot, there is still a chance. I think we survived the second, actually. And I should get to a Shadow Sneak here. I think they're going to be 4 away from their next move, so as long as the Shadow Sneak plus the Dragon Breath are enough, I should be fine. Yeah, okay, we do get the move. Shadow Sneak's not the best move in the game, but, I mean, it has been buffed damage-wise recently, so we'll see how much damage this is going to do. Not quite enough to knock out. Honestly, do I get Thunder Shock down? I don't. I actually somehow Dragon Breath down with 1 HP. All right, let's go. And what is happening there? We're in the void. That's even crazier. Giratina into Malamar. You know, I don't necessarily like this, but I think Giratina does survive a foul play here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay in and go for an attack here, because I'm going to at least force a shield or a lot of damage out of them. They are currently at the foul play. They just kind of threw instantly here, so we'll see what they want to do. It's a non-shadow, so yeah, pretty easily live, although the Sidewaves after the fact might start threatening us. I am a little bit worried that if we do see this in the lead, there's a good chance that the backline is going to be a little bit more hostile to a Tinkaton, but we'll see. Okay, they shield that. That's good. We'll see if they throw here instantly. They do once again. Okay, so they should be dry now. My Empoleon does have a decent energy lead, and Sidewaves aren't doing that much damage to us. They superpower, they're going to switch out then into a Corviknight. Oh, I don't hate this, actually. Up as much energy as I am. We'll see what we can do here. A play I would love to be able to do at some point would be to just swap into Tinkaton and absorb the energy, because obviously Abax and Air Cutters don't do all that much to Tinkaton, but I don't think my Switch Clock would be up anywhere near soon enough. I'm just going to shield this up. If they brought this in here, I wouldn't honestly be surprised if that means the final Pokemon is like a Licky Licky. And they full send, so I can overfarm a lot of energy here too. So that way, if they do end up just letting their Corviknight go down, looks like they're just going to go for an Air Cutter. If they let Corviknight go down, they're not going to have a lot they can do with it later on. Yeah, they do Air Cutter. They get a boost, but that doesn't really matter. They're going to get knocked out either way. And despite taking an Air Cutter here, I don't mind having almost 2 more Hydro Cannons ready to go after this. We'll see what they bring in. I wouldn't be surprised with a Licky Licky, but it honestly could be almost anything. Malamar Corviknight is such a good duo. Okay. We'll just go for the Hydro Cannon here. If they shield, we have a second one. If they no shield, we can still get another move into the back line. Big Hydro. We do see a no shield. Okay. Is this good? I don't know. Diggersby in the back line. I don't think I like seeing that, if I'm being honest. But it is, like, maybe playable if I get another Hydro Cannon. 6. Okay, let's go. I was hoping they'd get a little bit greedy there. They're at 7. So they have a Scorching Sands. I think the play I'm going to go for is I'm going to bring in my Giratina here. I'm going to force him to go for a Scorching Sands into us. And this also is going to mean potentially that Dragon Breath damage could have put them into range where just a Bulldoze plus Fast Move Pressure could knock him out. Oh, Fire Punch is enough? Okay, I wasn't expecting that, actually. I thought that they would need to go for the other attack there. Alright, and this is annoying, because they have a catch opportunity available as well. And basically back-to-back Scorching Sands right now. So I have to call if they're going to catch or not. And we're just going to full send. We're going to call that they think I think they're going to catch. And instead, we're just going to throw the Gigaton Hammer, knock out the Diggersby. And now, Fairy Wind down the Malamar. That was actually a pretty close endgame there, but luckily Empoleon kind of came in clutch, getting a final Hydro Cannon off. We got our next opponent. We'll see Giratina into Shadow Golurk. Okay, you know what? I guess we're both trying something out today. Honestly, if this is on Astonish, that's not great. It must not be, though. They switch into Shadow Celio. There was a team. I forget what the third was, but I know there's a team running around with Shadow Golurk on it. I would imagine whatever's in the backland's good into Giratina, though, because honestly, Golurk's not even that bad into Giratina, so I'm kind of surprised they swapped out so quickly. I know Celio can also kind of make this matchup close if they want to, but they need to go 2 Surfs to knock us out. If they go Body Slam, it's not going to be quite enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shield this up, because I want to get some shields down this game if possible. Shields staying in play would be a little bit unfortunate. We do shield up the Surf. Okay, I think this is only a Body Slam here. I think so. If this is a Surf, that's a big misplay by me. Yeah, just Body Slam. Although, I am unfortunately in range where 1 Mud Slap knocks us out from the Golurk. I didn't see a Mud Slap come through. If I denied them, that is kind of unfortunate for them. It looks like I denied them. I'm still alive. That is so bad for them. I feel like that shouldn't have happened. I will take it, though, because Golurk is scaring me right now. I don't have a hard answer to this Pokemon. Well, now that's dead. Okay. Yeah, I feel bad. Honestly, that game, if I didn't get the 2 Hydro Cannons off, like, honestly, I shouldn't have been able to. That could have been kind of a tricky endgame, but I guess I'll take it. Okay, Seaking on the lead. Can barely see it behind Giratina here. I guess this is kind of where I want to see it. My backline is also kind of weak to this. It's weird. I have 2 ground weaknesses and an ice weakness, so Seaking's actually pretty safe here. With that said, just chipping this down with Dragon Breaths and Shadow Sneaks and stuff should be pretty good for our backline. They're at 1 right now, so 4 away from a Drill Run here, or 5 away from an Icy Wind if that's what they want to throw. But I'm in Drill Run range. Whoa, they shield that? I was not expecting that at all. I'm actually pretty happy that they do, though. Because, I mean, they're in range now where a Drill Peck's going to knock them out in a minute, so Empoleon should be able to do some work here. They do Drill Run, so they're at 1, 2, 3. Did I lag a turn? It's hard to tell. Oh, I didn't. Nice. And the good thing is, I'm pretty sure this can only be a Drill Run. That's not even going to be able to be a bait of an Icy Wind. So I don't have to worry about any shenanigans there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, Hydro Cannon, because it knocks out either way. And I want to make sure if they catch there, they'd probably catch something that Drill Peck would be resisted by. So that's why Hydro Cannon, I feel, is the play. Yeah, they do let it go. Down goes the Seaking. What's going to come in here, though, that can wall off my energy? Normally, Seaking could be a team's counter to Empoleon. And yeah, wow, that is not the best answer here to an Empoleon. That's a Jumpluff. I wonder if that means, like, the final Pokemon's a Ninetales. If that's the case, Empoleon has so much work to do. But we'll try our best. Okay, that does a lot of damage. 8. I do survive one attack here. But I don't want to be chipped down too low, because I need to get to a Hydro Cannon against the final Pokemon if it is going to be what I think it is. Okay, that was a CMP, it looks like. So they should be at 10, so 0 after this. They go for the shield. Okay, that's what I want to see if the final Pokemon is what I think it is. I'm going to shield this up, because, I mean, just in case it's a Ninetales, the Water, Fire, Grass trio that I have seen quite often, I kind of need this thing gone. And even if they catch, that's honestly fine by me. Because I can still finish off... Yeah, they caught on Clodsire, of all things, though. Okay. Yeah, we're fine here. We're very fine. Good catch, but the thing is, Clodsire, believe it or not, takes a long time to reach an Earthquake. They're only at 1 Poison Sting right now because they didn't get a sneak on the catch. They're not supposed to, but I'm just saying, they didn't. So now I can just come in with my Tinkaton here, go for a Gigaton Hammer, guarantee a knockout on CMP, and then I just wall the energy from the Jumpluff. So we should be able to win this one. Not the Ninetales in the backline, but kind of a similar idea to where my Empoleon is pretty good into it. We'll go Gigaton Hammer. We get the knockout. And now they have an Energy Ball, but they need, I think, 3 Acrobatics to knock us out, and that's just not going to happen. GG's. All right. Oh my goodness, Ivy Pips. He always runs crazy stuff. Giratina into Shadow Annihilate. I mean, not crazy necessarily, but I am happy I have a Ghost Resist in the lead. Okay. I would imagine this thing's going to be on Ice Beam, right? Because you wouldn't really bring it in to a Giratina otherwise. And they're at 100 energy. Okay. The reason I'm doing this the way that I am is I'm not that scared of Annihilape this game. As long as it's, like, down some resources against me. And so what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to make sure that that Annihilape is always going to be down energy into my Giratina. I built up a lot of energy before switching into Empoleon that does wall off the energy of Blastoise. But by doing this, I likely will always lose switch advantage this game, because they're already at their next Hydro Cannon here in just a second. And I don't know if I want to shield this. Yeah, I'll let this go. It could be a bad play, but it could also be the best play of my life, so I'm not sure. I'll bring in Tinkaton here to try to go for a full Fairy Wind down. They'll get a Hydro Cannon into us, but I should be able to guarantee a shield from the Annihilape with a Gigaton Hammer. And then, hopefully that's good. Yeah, we get a pretty good farm down there. Counters will hurt. They are on counter. I've actually seen some Annihilapes recently on a bit of a crazy moveset with the low kick variant. This should guarantee a shield or a knockout. We do get a shield. And now we should guarantee a second shield. Or potentially, if they want to let this go Shadow into Shadow, I bet this just knocks out. I don't know what could be in the backline, but I'm hoping it doesn't completely RPS us. Well, not necessarily the best Pokemon to see, but I think it is playable. I do have Shadow Sneak. How much does this do? 8. What do I do here? Because Tinkaton's actually really good into most of this. So... I mean, I guess I just let this go, right? I think that's the play. Let this go, come in with my Tinkaton, and just start building up energy. They do Moonblast us here, makes sense, but they're dry. I think if I just build up enough energy to get to a Gigaton Hammer against the Annihilape at some point, that's all we really need to do. They'll get a shield from us here, and the Rock Throws are actually doing, like, some damage. They're doing a slightly real amount of damage, and I don't necessarily love that. But, I mean, if they just bring in the Annihilape here, as long as Gigaton Hammer can one-shot, which honestly, maybe it doesn't, it's only neutral. But, I mean, it's a Shadow Ape. Okay, yeah, what was I worried about? As long as that knocks out the Ape, then, like, we're gonna win that game either way. Now we just Gigaton again. 3 gigatons in one game. This is incredible. And this should be the downfall of the Carbink. I wish it was at, like, I don't know, a little bit more HP there, because that could have basically one-shot him, but we'll still take the win. All right, next battle. Giratina into Morpeko. Okay, this is actually kind of interesting, because they one-shot us with the Dark-type Aura Wheel, but they start in Electric mode, so this is a good lead initially, and we'll see how they play this out. Jumpluff comes in, okay. I'm going to build up a lot of energy here, then come in Tinkaton, because honestly, if there's one thing I know about Jumpluff, it's that it doesn't have a lot of coverage into Steel types. And that energy that we have on Giratina should be pretty good. I feel like they stayed in the lead because they were kind of worried about Giratina. They were hoping I was on Shadow Clump. So we'll see if that's the case or not. Oh my goodness, these acrobatics do nothing to us. If I survive a third, that is so bad for them. Which I think I do. Yeah, I think I will by the time they get there. It'll be kind of close, actually, just because Fairy Winds are doing, like, a non-zero amount of damage, but they're also just not doing as much as they'd want. Big Gigaton, we do see a no-shield, but I can't Bulldoze. Bulldoze probably does less than a Fairy Wind, honestly, so I'm not going to worry about that. I do think I survive this. Even if I don't, I just go for a farm down against the Jumpluff, but I hope I survive just to get this Gigaton off with 1 HP, and we do. Good catch on Jellicent, kind of, but if I'm being honest once again, I don't have a Jelly answer, so getting any sort of chip damage here is incredible. So we'll just try to chip this down as much as we can. They're at 4 right now. I'm going to let this go. This might be a crazy maneuver, letting a Shadow Ball through against Empoleon, but I know I survive 1. I should get to 2 Drill Pecks here pretty easily. And I have the energy on Giratina as well. They're at 3. I do kind of wish I had Dragon Claw on my Giratina, just to have a little bit more punching power against the Morpeko. But I bet an Ancient Power plus the Dragon Breath will still be enough. And we can even save our Empoleon as a way to catch or something if we need to later on. Oh, well, I mean, don't I just win with Fast Move Pressure if they no-shield? I don't think they even get to a move here, do they? I mean, now I guess I just get 3 Ancient Powers. This is intriguing. Or Morpeko, trying its best. I mean, if they did land, like, an Acrobatics or an Energy Ball even, they might have been able to put us into range, or I just get knocked out by, like, Psychic Fangs over times. But, I mean, you know, the one loose condition is Outrage Morpeko. I'm going to shield this. It might be a really stupid play, saying I'm shielding the first move from Morpeko, but also, they're not going to get to 3 moves. And, like, in case they have Outrage, I don't want to give that win con over. Yeah, we'll get the win. Tinkaton lead? Oh, no. Okay, this is a Pokemon I was a little bit scared about seeing. But I know, like... I don't know. What do I know? Oh, no! I know nothing! I know there's a Pachirisu on my screen, which is not super great. I don't know if I can win this one. We'll try our best, but this is such a bulky Pokemon. Yeah, they don't even get 2-shot here by Hydro Cannons. But if I'm being honest, I guess the play is probably just let this go. I do wall the energy from Pachirisu on Giratina. If I can farm this down and come out with, like, 2 Shadow Sneaks, maybe there's a chance. I think I might remember this team, though. Also, these Dragon Breaths are doing nothing. Is this, like, a guy running Marowak in the backline? It might be. Oh, they're not even on Hyper Fang? They're just on Mono Electric? Alright, I guess. I don't love Ancient Power Ring, but honestly, I'm taking more chip damage than I would care to, so I will, in fact, go for it. It might just be Marowak in the back line, and I might just be completely RPS'd. We got a boost, that's awesome. I wish that would matter, but I think we are in such a bad spot in the first place that that's not even going to bail us out. That is a lot, though. Like, if it is Marowak in the back line... They already add a freaking move? Were they? I don't even know. My counts were, like, so messed up, because they threw right then. I don't know. Anyway, they do need a Gigaton Hammer us to knock us out. We did boost, right? Last I checked. I'll let this go. I mean, if this is just a Bulldoze, then, I mean, I live it. If it is a Gigaton, then that's really bad. It is a Bulldoze. I don't even know where their energy's at then, dude. It is the Marowak in the backline. Okay. I mean, if I get a bait through, there might be a chance for us. But I don't even know if a bait helps us that much. Because there's still a Tinkaton in the backline to deal with. Come on. Just shield this. And then somehow let me, like, win. I don't know. I don't know if it even matters. They do shield the bait, but do I CMP here. Do I win CMP against Marowak? I don't. Ah. Man, that was actually close. That was like one turn away from maybe being playable. But I don't think they're in Bulldoze range yet on the Tinkaton. Oh man, I don't know. That's just... I knew the second I saw the Pachirisu what the team was, and I knew I was not winning that game. Dude, Beelzeboy! What? Okay. Giratina into Camerupt? Well, that's a good lead. I wonder, I've seen these Camerupt teams recently with Aegislash in the backline. Would not be surprised if that's the case here. But no, it's a Kingdra on the counter swap, or on the save swap. I mean, it could still be an Aegislash, honestly. This feels like such an obvious bait out of a Tinkaton here. It's not even funny. Surf does two-shot us, I know that much. But Gigaton Hammers should knock him out from here if they do end up letting it land. And if they no-shield, honestly, I don't know how much I want to invest in Switch. Guess we'll see. We do get the knockout here, okay. They're going to just farm us down now with the funny guy. But I mean, I do have access to a Bulldoze here. I kind of hope this Incinerate knocks us out, but I think I survive with like 1 HP. So they get a third Incinerate. We'll see, though. Bulldoze does a lot, but yeah, not quite enough with that Incinerate to knock us out there. 3, so they have a Scorching Sands. I'm going to no-shield this. It could be a misplay, but I don't want to go down as shield just yet when I don't know what the final Pokemon is. Earth Power? Oh my goodness, that hurts. Okay, Galarian Moltres, the Beelzeboy special. I guess I should have seen that one coming. Can they just beat me down with fast moves now, actually? That might be a win con. I hope not. I don't have a lot of HP remaining on my Giratina. Please throw a charge attack, Beelzeboy. Please show mercy. 15. He has so much energy. If 3 more Sucker Punches knock us out, then we lose. Or we probably lose. And I think they probably do, right? Yeah, uh-oh. I need to get to the Ancient Power now. Which I do, but, like, I don't think the Camerupt is in a range where, like, 4 Dragon Breaths knock out, is it? Please tell me it's not. Boost would be great. No boost. No! That's so unfortunate. Super smart. Guys, super smart plays by Beelzeboy there to not even throw energy against my my Empoleon. Oh, man. Alright, Giratina into Shadow Ninetales. There we go. That's a much better lead. I would imagine that they swap out, but maybe they stay in if they're crazy. Alright. Malamar comes in. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Jumpluff in the backline. Alright. We're going for a very bold Bulldoze bait. I feel like they probably don't want to sacrifice all this energy, but maybe they do. Nice. And we got the defense drop there. That is a little bit unfortunate for them. But the thing is, I don't really need Switch that much, do I? Because Empoleon probably one-shots the other guy, too. They superpower. I'm going to just go for the Bulldoze here. At this point, I'll let Switch go. Empoleon should be kind of nasty against that Ninetales, I'd have to imagine. And yeah, they're in farm down range. We got a second defense drop. What is happening? Okay. Okay. Alright, Giratina into regular Feraligatr. Okay. I don't like this. I will be honest. But I do have some neutral damage against them. 7. I'm going to go just straight for a Hydro Cannon here, or no, for a Shadow Sneak. If I had Hydro Cannon, Giratina would be even better than I already think it is. We do get his shield. Honestly, at this point, I'll just sacrifice Giratina here. Force him to go for an Ice Beam. And we have tripped them down, honestly, about half their HP already gone. They'll be in Drill Peck range. Oh, or if they bait, we force a second move. That's not bad at all. They got a little bit greedy there. Luckily, I don't care about my Giratina. I was going to sacrifice it either way. So now Giratina goes down. We bring in Empoleon, who I don't think... Well, maybe it's Drill Peck range, but honestly, I don't think it's worth throwing just yet. I think the play is no shield this, just keep on farming up and have a lot of energy for the backline. I'm already up a shield, and I have a lot of high-impact moves in the backline with Hydro Cannon and Gigaton Hammer, so we'll see how they play that out. I'll Hydro Cannon in case they catch, because likely they'd catch on a Flying Resist if they had one in the backline. Hydro Cannon's going to hurt, but they could shield, I guess, if they really wanted to. But they do let it go. Okay, Annihilape in the back. It'll kind of come down to how good my Tinkaton's going to be, but Drill Peck is going to hurt, so we might get a shield. We do get a shield, okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to go for the Bulldoze first. That'll deny him a Fairy Wind. And as long as I have enough energy on my Tinkaton to be able to reach a move against the Annihilape, we should just win. We got the debuff, that's game over. The one way that they could have won this game is if I didn't get a debuff there, then they could have actually potentially survived my next Gigaton Hammer, and then with a bait, they could have made something happen. Okay, we'll just Gigaton immediately. No reason not to. Get this Tinkaton out of here before they get to a big move, and then we can Gigaton Hammer the Annihilape, and we should be fine. We saw earlier that Gigaton Hammer basically does one-shot a Shadow Annihilape, so especially by the time I get the Fairy Wind damage in, we should be very good. And even without his shield, unless they had close combat, Rage Fist wouldn't knock us out. Giratina into Shadow Ninetales. We gotta keep seeing these leads. I like these leads a lot. Let's see what they bring in, though. Okay, the Fearow safe swap. Don't have an instant response to this. But I can just go for an Ancient Power here. And either get a shield or potentially a knockout if they let it go. Yeah, they do shield. 7, 8, 9, 10. Fearow, Ninetales. A lot of things could be in the backline with that. They're back-to-back drill runs right now, so I'm not going to CMP. To shield this up for sure. And we want to make sure we can throw before they switch out. Alright, so they do have access to another attack after one more peck. I wouldn't mind seeing a shield. I wouldn't mind seeing a knockout. They do shield. Honestly, if they double shield, I have an idea that I don't know how smart it's going to be. I'm going to let this go, because I should be able to Dragon Breath this all the way down with my Giratina. Empoleon probably basically one-shots a Ninetales anyway with a Hydro Cannon. So if we can do all that, save some energy on Giratina, set up Empoleon for a sweep, and then win, then that would be good. I wouldn't mind winning. Yeah, we survived that easily. We're one of the few ghost types in the game that actually has play in that matchup. Or full Ancient Power just to chip him down a little bit more. And now we'll bring in Empoleon, which I don't think actually can one-shot this with a Drill Peck from here. 9. I'll no-shield the first. Okay, big damage. 10. They're dry now. I have to shield this up. For sure. The one way I could see myself losing this game is if that Fearow can somehow get to another move against my Empoleon here. If that happens, obviously, that's not the greatest situation to be in. If it doesn't happen, though, I'm happy. We'll see what they do. Okay, I think landing this Hydro Cannon probably just wins us the game, because I should be able to Dragon Breath everything down after the fact. Yeah. Nice. We have an Ancient Power here in just a second, too. Okay, that was an interesting team. I'm glad that we had enough play into Jumpluff that it didn't really matter that I lost Switch, but I figured that Empoleon up his shield would be pretty good. Still kind of a close match just because of how safe Fearow is into us. Giratina into Unova and Stunfisk. Good lead. I have seen Ufisk, though, in the lead with Fearow's safe swap, and looks like that's going to be the case here once again. They throw energy instantly. Not a bad play by them, but also I don't necessarily hate it, because now there's a play I can make that I wasn't able to do last time. I can Ancient Power here, And I can actually now bring in my Empoleon into this Fearum, because they're going to be energy dry and down a shield. Which means now if they do bring back in that Stunfisk at any point, then it should be chipped down quite a bit by Hydro Cannons. Okay, so they're at 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I guess we'll just see how they want to play this out. I have a lot of energy here on my Empoleon if they let this go. And they do let it go, okay. Hydra's going to do more damage than anything else I can throw this game. So honestly, I probably want to guarantee that I can land one. They're at 6, which means they have the Mud Bomb or the Discharge. They let that go. Okay. Honestly, it might be crazy. I'm going to shield this up. I want to force energy out of them. They Mud Bomb, interestingly enough. I think a Discharge would have been enough. 9. All right. We're in a pretty good spot here. Maybe I should have thrown this a little bit sooner, because now they should get to 2 superpowers against my Tinkaton, but that's still not going to knock us out. And then I still have my my Giratina plus I have my Empoleon. All right, what are they going to do? Superpower makes sense. Overfarm here, because there's really no reason not to. And now my Fairy Winds are going to do a lot of damage to them. Honestly, I'm going to go Bulldoze here, because if I do this, I'll have energy for the Stunfisk if it comes back in. And now, yeah, we just go for the Bulldoze. Dragon Breath down, or we reach a Hydro Cannon and one more Metal Sound with our Empoleon. And we should be good. Big Bulldoze. I think they do survive this. But yeah, we just swap out. Go for the Hydro Cannon here. And we get the win. Alright, good team to see. Obviously, Ufisk is a very good lead for Giratina. Fearow, though, has been so annoying today. But honestly, our backline, once we chip it down with an Ancient Power, is not that bad into it. And we're able to navigate that endgame pretty well. Alright, Giratina into Carbink. Why would you ever run this Pokemon? We'll see what we can do here. I have 2 steals in the back, at least. They probably have some really bad stuff for me, too. Yeah, like, I don't know, for example, a Gastrodon wouldn't be great to see. We'll see what they want to do here. I have a decent energy lead, but they have Earth powers, so they can guarantee they get his shield here. You know what? I'm gonna just throw an alignment. I know that we just gave him a sneak. I wasn't gonna get 2 moves anyway, though. And the whole thing that is gonna win us this game right now is the idea that up a shield, Tinkaton in the backline is gonna sweep the matchup. So that's what I'm investing in. They have back-to-back Earth powers, though, so honestly, does that just 2-shot us? I hope not, but Earth power is a pretty strong move. It does, so I have to shield. Especially with that defense drop, that's unfortunate. So now it's no longer Tink up a shield, it's Tink in general in the backline needs to core break this team. Well, kind of does. I don't know why they brought in a Drifblim here. I think we just win, though. Because we actually get some use out of our Giratina. We wouldn't have got that the other way. I mean, obviously they're going to try to debuff us with a Icy Wind, but I'm never not shielding. Okay, yeah, Icy Wind. I'm going to overfarm as much as I can, just because I want to be able to get a move into that Gastrodon. Although I am a little bit scared about where my HP is at right now. There's a chance that could come into play. How much HP is still on the Gastrodon? Okay, we clear our debuff. How much does a Gigaton Hammer do? Please tell me it just, like, will one-shot them. And then I can bulldoze the Gastro and win. Yay! We win! We beat the stupid team! Bulldoze better knockout. Come on, Tinkaton. You got this. Easy. Easy win. Oh my goodness, I don't know why that team exists. What is wrong with people? Another Carbink user. Normally you see, like, grass types with Carbink, so I always expect, like, Gourgeist or something. Shadow K-Wack, great stuff. Honestly, at least Shadow K-Wack is... I actually don't hate this. As long as it's not Gastro in the back. Which it is, probably. The reason I don't hate this as much, though, is, like, I guarantee both shields go down. 5. I always shield this. I want to either win switch or make it so I can just start going for uncontested Gigaton Hammers into the backline. 6. Unfortunately for me, I do give them one extra Bone Club, or one extra Mud Slap, rather, than I would want, because they're not going to knock me out with the next Mud Slap. So the Mud Slap nerf actually helping them a little bit here, because they're going to get some more energy. They're at 8, so 4. They'll get to 2 Bone Clubs against me. Whoa, why? Like, sure, let's give the Giratina some play this game. I'm not upset about that. There is still a Marowak around, keep that in mind. 2. That's a lot of damage. Oh, they don't throw then? I mean, I can't shield this. That was a smart bit of patience by them. Alright. So I need to Gigaton Hammer the Marowak, and I need to Gigaton Hammer the Carbink. Which should be possible. Alright. As long as they're not at back-to-back Bone Clubs, which they are, aren't they? My switch clock was up, but it was like, nah. If I caught the Twister, we win that game. I really didn't expect them to overfarm. Shadow Giratina really did put in a lot of work today, but this team does have a bit of a weakness to Tinkaton. It's also not the best with, like, a Sableye or Ghost-type leads in general, but it is still a very strong lineup. Give it a go if you have Shadow Giratina. I feel like it's a Pokemon people are really sleeping on right now. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.